Hi everybody, how are you doing? Hope you're all well and safe and having a great day. My day's been a little bit dodgy. You might see that the video's a little bit dark around my face. That's because I can't put my studio lights on because I've got the power's gone out in my studio. So you're thinking, how are you recording this? How you got your monitor on? I've had to run an extension cable into the studio just to plug the PC in, but I can't sort of set everything up. So that's a bit of a blow, but never mind. I've got the electrician coming tonight to sort me out, so that's all good. I painted this scene, sort of early autumn, leaves just dropping off the trees, in Art Studio Pro. Version 3 has now been released. Loads of people have been asking me to take a look at it. It's absolutely stacked with features, loads of features, but having used it, I painted this in my lounge last night, sat on the settee with my iPad, and I was just so impressed with the interface, let alone all of the new tools that they've added and upgraded. I just wanted to talk about the interface and how that helped me produce this really organic looking painting. So let's get straight into the video. So Art Studio Pro has released a new version, version 3. It's quite a major release. There are lots and lots of new features. Apparently they've totally reworked the brushes, or most of the brushes, to take advantage of the new engine that they've got for the brushes. There's a new brush editing tool. There's lots of other tools and lots of features. But what this video is about really is looking at the interface, because that's had a major work over, and I have used Art Studio Pro quite extensively in the past. I haven't used it for quite a while, but what I remember about the interface was it was a little bit quirky, and things were sort of scattered all over the place. So what I noticed straight away is that the brush color and layers have moved from, the brushes and the color were definitely at the bottom left. They're now grouped with the layers at the top right. We've got a selection of quick access tools in the middle of the top menu bar, and they can be extended. You can add extra tools like sort of a lasso tool and move tool and things, but I wanted to use this straight out the box just to see how easy it is. I've loaded a reference image in. A new feature of the reference image is you can there's a feature to switch it to grayscale, so you can see a black and white photo instantly of your reference image, which might be really useful for getting tones and values and things ready for when you're starting your painting. But as you can see, I've created a layer and painted in some orange color because I want to do an oil painting. I thought I would try, because they've got a brand new brush engine, I thought I would do this complete painting just using the oil painting brushes, and I'm just going to sort of dabble through them. Ones that I really like was the canvas brush. That leaves a sort of a nice canvas texture, and I'm painting this in a slightly unusual, different way that I thought I would put a ground color on. Then I thought I would paint in another color. So have you noticed that the color palette has stayed on the screen, a little bit like the new Procreate feature? It's a lot easier to access. Once it pops up, all you do is just move it a little bit, and then that will stay there. So anyway, I thought, back to what I was talking about, the colouring of the picture. I was put this sort of orange ground on. Then I've gone for sort of a Van Dyke brown, this sort of reddy brown, and I'm going to now paint in the main principal features of my painting with that. So sort of sketching it in, I suppose, with that, and then start adding colours slowly rather than dipping into lots of colours here, there and everywhere. And you can see I'm selecting different brushes. Notice now I've got the brushes palette on the screen as well, because I moved that slightly. So that was really useful because I wanted to try lots of different brushes. So I didn't want to have to keep sort of clicking on that little brush icon to select a brush. It means now that I can keep them on the screen, and it's like having a little sort of basket full of brushes at your fingertips, and you can just pick the brush out there. I've got my colours available. Notice that circle in the middle of the circle that's got all the different the sort of rainbow around the edge. That's a new feature apparently that's been added. So what I have to say is, first of all, I'm loving the new interface. I really do like it. I think it is a major upgrade for the software. And also I've got this set for in preferences. There's a left-handed, right-handed toggle, so I could put my sliders for pencil size and pencil opacity on the right hand side. I like to keep them on the right, so I can use my thumb to adjust the brush as I'm painting. You can see I'm sort of painting in all of the shadows and things, just going in with this dark colour still, trying different brushes. Right now I'm using the worn oil brush, and there's some really nice brushes. The one criticism I've really got is when you come to size them, it's a little bit weird that you sort of 3/4 of the slide, you're dealing with a very small measure and it just sticks slightly, and then it kind of incrementally gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and sort of the optimum size of the brush I found, I was just moving it a tiny little bit, just moving the slider a very small fraction, and it would jump from being a pencil line thickness to being as thick as a finger. So that to me needs adjusting. Now I've not gone into the preferences and seen if I can adjust that in any way at all, but with the default settings it was a little bit frustrating at times. So I'm now adding a third colour. I thought I'd get some greens in here, and this painting's really all about shapes. We've got this sort of really dark shape, or in my painting we're going to have this dark shape across the top third of the painting. So I've sort of got the painting split into the using the rule of thirds, and you'll see that I'm making patterns. We've got this sort of, like I say, a rectangular shape going across the top, and then that will be cut into with the vertical lines of the trees, and then we're going to have this this diagonal line of light putting patterns across the ground that lead you into the painting. That's the theory behind it all. Let's see if it comes off. I have to say the interface, because that's what this video is all about, just checking out the interface, really helped me with this, because I didn't have to think at all about the tools. I could get the tools I wanted on the screen all the time. I think you could even add the layer palette onto the screen, and when I was testing it before I started recording the video, I had the colors on there, the layers and the brushes all on the screen at the same time while I was painting. This painting, the reason I've not recorded my hand is because I actually did this painting sat in my lounge on the sofa, spread out, chilled out with a mug of tea, just sketching. I thought I'd just try the out, and I switched the recorder on, not really sure if I was going to use it or not, but I was really pleased with the interface when I was messing about with it, and the painting. I thought I'll record it. I thought I will use this as the demo because I think the painting speaks for itself, or speaks for the app, because I'm using these really organic brushes. I love the blending in it, and I've got to say about the brushes, when you put very light pressure on, you get hardly any colour going at all, and you press on hard and you get the colour. And it reminded me very, very much of Raymond Miranda's digital atelier brushes. Very, very similar to using those. So if you're familiar with those brushes in Critter, that's how these brushes performed. I really like them. They're really organic. We've got the worn oil brush, extra hard oil brush, ragged oil brush, rough oil brush, and I was just playing around going through these. You can see now as I'm painting on there, just getting these really nice organic looking brush strokes going, sort of putting a neutral grey in, sort of building up this painting really slow, not rushing the colours. I really didn't. I kept this a very minimum palette. I do add a lot more colours as we go, and you'll see that this being able to have the colour picker on the screen all the time was a big help, and the brushes were a huge help as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to speed the video up because I was sat painting for, I don't know, maybe an hour and a quarter or something like that. So I don't want this video to be that long. I just wanted to show you the new interface, and then I'll come back and summarize right at the very end. If you've got any comments about it, if you've used it, please write a comment below. Share your thoughts on it. If you've got any comparisons for this and Procreate, I'd like to hear that as well. So put your comments below, and I will be back shortly. So I'm getting really close to the end of the painting now. You can see I've added pinks and oranges and lots of warm colours in that foreground. And hopefully I've sort of captured the light on the path. This was a walk in a local park, and the leaves on there's still plenty of green leaves on the trees, sort of just the start of autumn. But we're getting those orange leaves fall into the ground now, and I've tried to capture that and capture the essence of the light coming through the trees. And I have to say, I really enjoyed working with Art Studio Pro version 3. And these are all my own opinions, by the way. I'm not getting paid or anything. Nobody's asked me to do a review of this, other than maybe one or two people have left comments under other videos saying, can you take a look at Art Studio Pro? It's got a new release out, so that's the only reason I'm looking at it. But honestly, I really do like the interface. I think it has transformed the app, and I will probably be using it a lot more. Would you like me to do a review, or maybe not a review, but a look at in more detail at some of the features? Would that be of interest to you? Leave a comment below, and if enough people say yes, then I will, and like the video of course, that's always appreciated, I will look at doing a more detailed review. This one was really just about the interface, because I think it's such a major overall that it's worth talking about that and giving that credit without delving into all of the other features. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, a big thumbs up as always is much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I have loads of videos like this. I would love to be sharing them all with you. So don't forget, everybody, stay safe and keep painting. Hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.